Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready? Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And thank you for joining us tonight, whether you're listening to one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer. Thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you are not on one of the many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, go to the App Store, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Install it. Search MSC Radio Network. Search not High on Sports, because that would just be us. Search MSC Radio Network and hit play, and you are listening to us live on the go. It's that
Well, the link, of course, is at highonsports.net.
It also is, yes. Highonsports.net is a website. We'll get to that in 1 second. But first, call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your comments or questions to shows@morningshowcentral.com. The Twitter is at high_on_sports or with a hashtag #HighOnSports. Facebook.com/HighOnSports. And the website, as Von Erich did say, is highonsports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows, my blog, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Again, that is highonsports.net. All right, we got a jam-packed show for you. This is gonna be good. We got a lot of stuff here to get to. So let's quit playing around. Let's get down to business. It is round one. Let's go.
No cookies for you!
Hey,
No.
cookie Nazi. Get out of here.
Well, you don't get cookies, but what you do get is if you'll check under your chairs, Oprah style,
what is
you
it?
get a little Chief Wahoo candy bar.
Oh my God.
That's my gift to you guys.
Wow.
This is the coolest president.
This these bars are available at all Northeast Ohio Marks locations and all over the place. And they all support Cleveland Indians charities.
And hey, candy fans, it's a milk chocolate crispy bar.
And it's got Chief Wahoo on it.
This isn't just boring
Just saying.
chocolate. There's like excitement going on.
Yeah, so I don't need your cookies. I got Chief Wahoo chocolate.
Exactly. This is the best Shark Week ever.
It is Shark Week.
It is Shark Week that started yesterday.
Poor Snuffy.
For anyone who tuned in because on my Facebook I put tune in tonight for a special Shark Week episode of High on Sports. That was the extent of it.
Yeah.
We don't have any more shark stuff.
Yeah, sharks don't play baseball.
That's it.
So
Maybe I should have looked up some surfing, like if anyone was attacked by a shark this weekend.
Ooh.
But I wouldn't even Google surfing because it's that boring.
It's technically a sporty
An
activity.
activity you do on vacation, like
It's a athletic activity.
And then we talk synchronized diving, and it's a slow decline until
surfing's definitely better
until
than-
we start talking about poker and chess. That's what, you gotta have some ground rules here. You gotta reel it in. All right, well let's talk about a sport that is everyone agrees is a sport, which is baseball, and obviously a huge development today in the biogenesis case. Happy Steroid Day, everybody! It's that time of year.
Suck it, cheaters.
Only instead of
You're all busted.
Instead of some candies and stuff in your stocking, it's a big old suspension.
With no pay.
For 12 players, they received a 50-game suspension. I'll tell you the big names because there's a lot of who cares on this list.
No.
Including 2 guys that are free agents. So I didn't even bother learning their
2
names.
or 3 guys from the minors and 2 that are free agents. So really, they're not even suspended.
Well, your
because they don't
biggest
even
name
play.
are the following 3 because they're all stars this year. Now, one of them is just because you have to have an all-star on every team. Nelson Cruz of the Texas Rangers. Everth Cabrera of the San Diego Padres. Like I said, probably not an all-star if not for the rule that you got to put people. And then Johnny Peralta.
Suck it, Johnny
of
P.
the Detroit Tigers.
Suck it, you're a cheater.
You got to love it. That's why I'm encouraging everybody. Again, tonight is game 1 of a massive 4-game series. With the Tigers coming into Progressive Field to play the Indians. Some people are saying this might be the biggest series they're playing since 2007.
Could be.
Which it very well could be. This could be. You get swept in this series, you
7
falter,
games
we're 7 back. Give up.
Yeah, season
Go
over.
home. I mean, you could potentially take the lead here.
Yeah.
You take 3 out of 4. We get greedy. Let's take all 4. Why not? I mean, this is mega huge. And now they lose Johnny Peralta, who's hitting over 300 right now. Having
huge bat
having
out of their
statistically maybe the best year of his career right now.
Oh, I
Johnny Peralta
wonder
was.
why.
Maybe it's because he's cheating with all those drugs. Who knows? But I'll tell you this: they're going to hurt for that, and I'm trying to encourage something from fans. Anyone going to any of these 4 games, which if you are, I mean, you should be. This is really huge. This is a big deal here. If you're going to one of the games and you happen to have somewhere in your closet that you haven't burnt yet or something, a Johnny Peralta jersey from when he was with the Indians, I'm trying to encourage everyone to wear that. Everybody wear your Peralta jerseys to this game to simply remind the
those
Tigers.
were so popular back when he played for
we
us.
all have them. We all know we have them. Come on. No, I know.
hated him.
I'm just saying, if you sometimes, like growing up, like if sometimes there's the people that just you can only get the discount jersey because he sucked and already left.
No.
Like I had a Jeff Garcia jersey in my closet.
I'm sorry, why?
For a long time after he left, it was like on clearance.
Why'd
like
you even get one?
$2.
I wouldn't buy it for 50 cents.
Well, I'm an adult now. I have my Richardson and stuff
There
like
you
that.
go.
I have real jerseys now, but that's like you're younger, so it's just like I got you a Browns jersey, and it's like yay! I didn't know what was going on. I still have a Mo Williams Cavs jersey, but to be fair,
I mean,
I had it when he was here though. Garcia,
and to be
I got when he
fair,
left. That was a
Mo
dumb move on
Williams
my part.
actually was like around for a few years.
Sure, yeah.
And he was cool. Garcia was here for what, half a season?
And then it pairs well with my Irving jersey because they're both.
Yeah, they're both number 2.
They're both number 2.
Just wear a jacket.
So yeah, exactly. When it's colder, I can wear that and a jacket and be like, oh, it's my Kyrie Irving jersey. My
Yeah.
other one, I have 2.
Yeah.
Wine and gold. Because the Kyrie one's gold. But anyways, not the point. But this, this is gonna be absolutely huge. And you know what? This is just the 12 little guys, if you could say that. The little guys getting suspended here. Oh, among them, Antonio Bastardo, who I found out on his Wikipedia page. His last name is Spanish for bastard. So that's pretty interesting. Anyways,
Sounds legit to me.
hey, it was on there for like an hour, so that means it must have been real. Here's the rest of it, by the way. Antonio Bastardo, Phillies reliever. Francisco Cervelli, Yankees catcher on the DL. Jordani Valdespin, Mets outfielder in the minors.
They're on the DL. Does that mean it starts after they come back?
I don't know. Jesus Montero, Mariners catcher in the minors. Cesar Puello, Mets outfielder in the minors. Sergio Escalona, Astros pitcher in the minors. Fernando Martinez, Yankees outfielder in the minors. Fatino de los Santos, free agent pitcher. And Jordan Noberto, free agent pitcher. So, yeah, this is, those are the only 3 that matter. Except for, I'm leaving out the granddaddy of it all. The big guy. The big kahuna as far as suspensions go. Go none other than to Alex Rodriguez. We've been hearing about it for a while. It finally came to fruition today. He is suspended, probably, for 211 games
I love
as the final count. The rest of the season starting Thursday. They gave him Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know why. But starting Thursday, the rest of the season, and then all of the 2014 season. This is unprecedented. This is the biggest suspension they've ever given out, aside from a lifetime ban, obviously. But that really isn't suspension. That's just get out. Now, my thinking is, A-Rod, of course, said immediately that we're going to fight this. We're going to appeal. But Major League Baseball says they won't listen to an appeal until the offseason. Now, Von Erich is admittedly, you know more about the game of baseball than I do. And I'm not. We're getting into unfamiliar territory for me. Does that mean he gets to keep playing while he's appealing? Do they do that, or is?
They're trying to work that out. Bud Selig did come out and say, or his office said that even if he does try to appeal, they might just strike that down and say, hey, you're not playing, because in all honesty, they do not want to see him in a major league uniform this year and not next year either.
No, of course not.
Well, because he was not only busted for, I guess they got stuff on him for bringing people.
The cover-up was the big part of it. It was using and the cover-up that went along with it.
Witness intimidation.
Ooh. It's
Big tough guy.
It's one of those things like, and why Braun should have got more. Well, Braun did technically get more than them because he was suspended before them. But it's one of those things like with Lance Armstrong, when it's like not only did you use and were you busted for using and everything, but when they thought you were busted earlier, you just ruined someone's life.
Yeah.
You just went after someone's character and their credibility and their job in some cases. So this man is a liar. Get him out of here. Like, what happened to the guy who got in trouble for leaving Ryan Braun's urine out over 2 days?
Yeah, didn't he
on his
lose his
desk?
job or something?
I hope so.
He probably did.
And
meanwhile, Ryan Braun gets
turns
to sit
out
back
Braun,
with a smile.
he was
Exactly.
using anyway.
And it turns out Ryan Braun was using. So now it's
Yeah.
like, wow, you just put pressure and more on this guy until he's probably fired. And you were using anyways.
Yeah.
So,
That's
it's
a douche move.
It's the world we live in now with these sports figures. It used to just be deny. Now it's adamantly deny. Because those earlier guys, they denied and were caught. But if I just aggressively deny and even force accusation on others.
Instead of just saying, no, I didn't do it, it's your fault.
I'll tell you what, it's going to get to an extreme where if someone even brings it up, they're going to be like, Chris Davis, did you use steroids? No, but Miguel Cabrera did. Like, I'm not saying that he did, but I'm just saying we're getting to that level.
You just
where it's going to be almost like someone even
it's like
brings it up to you and
passing
you're
the
just
buck to
like,
someone else.
You're just
No,
like, hey, look at that guy. He probably did. Go look at him. I don't know. Like, it's just getting absolutely ridiculous. Which, at least I like Chris Davis. He's just nailing out the home runs right now. He's at about 40, and he just won't even talk about it. It's just like, what do you want me to say? I don't use it, but if I tell you I don't use it, you're not gonna listen. Like,
Yeah.
he's just like, no. Next question. It's like, what are you supposed to do? No, I've never. Especially when you're really adamant about it.
Then, yeah, that's a problem.
Which, like, I'm
If
telling
you're
you,
just like, no, dude. Anywho.
who was what was his name? The Dodgers outfielder that came out and was just furious about this. Said in his son's room he has like a Brian Braun jersey hanging up, and he's gonna take it down because that in like the jerseys in that room are supposed to represent winners, and not a jerk like him. So look at that guy. I'm just calling it right now. I'm just saying, look at that guy. Methinks he doth protest too much. Now, I don't trust anyone anymore in baseball. Not anyone. Least of all A-Rod, though. I mean, that's not a surprise.
Oh, well, he's always
Was
been a
anyone
douche.
surprised ever when we found out A-Rod did steroids?
No.
Like, when we first
Not
saw it,
even
we
a
were
little
like,
bit.
oh, yeah, sure. Now it makes sense. I mean, he seems like one of the worst people you could meet.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big superstar, and, it's like, we're in, like, the sports broadcasting game and stuff. There's plenty of athletes who be like, oh, I'd love to sit down with Michael Jordan. I'd love to sit down with almost any, like, big athlete or something. A-Rod, it's like, hey, I can get you an interview with, you want to go meet A-Rod?
No.
No.
He's kind of a D.
I feel like I might try to hit him.
Yeah.
Remember those pictures when he did that magazine shoot? I don't know for which magazine, but there was one of them where he was, it was a mirror, and he was kissing his reflection.
He is an ego. He's a
like,
hardcore
you
egomaniac.
are Tool.
Out magazine?
Was it?
No.
I
No,
don't
but
know.
he's like a total egomaniac. He thinks he's the greatest man to ever grace the
he
earth.
has a painting of himself as a centaur above his bed. Look, you can look that up. That he claims that himself. A-Rod allegedly has a painting of himself
Yeah, that's a little much.
as a centaur above his bed. What does that mean?
Dude's a
What is that even?
It means he's in love with himself.
And centaurs, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
He
any
thinks he's
sense.
the greatest gift to earth.
I mean,
no,
it's-
dude.
So he's got a Steve-O on his back.
No. What if he did just have Steve-O's face? No, he's... No, as far as I know, just the centaur him.
Well, Steve-O has a
Yeah,
self-portrait.
Steve-O's
Well,
got
that's
his own
because
face.
Steve-O's
back there.
not too. I mean,
By the way, Skip Schumacher was the name I was trying to remember before, the one who says his son has a Ryan Braun jersey. Although when you look at his numbers, he's hit 2 home runs this year. Yeah, don't investigate him.
256.
You'll waste your time. Never mind. Apparently, he was just genuinely mad. No, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm a little surprised on this list for whatever reason that we don't see very many like big name pitchers and stuff on it. By the way,
Yeah.
also Eric and I were talking about this. Worth noting, Melky Cabrera and Bartolo Colon will see no further punishment than what they have already received.
Oh, because they've already been suspended.
Danny Valencia as well from Baltimore.
Danny
And-
Valencia and Gio Gonzalez, correct, from the Nationals,
Yes.
from the
Gio Gonzalez.
Nationals. They have both been totally cleared and exonerated of the accusation. So that's huge. Good day for them. Although I've heard people make a good point about just the way things are now with social media and with how involved people are in stories and what they're selectively paying attention to and things. In the court of public opinion, everybody here was guilty. This isn't going to come out good for anybody. If you search Gio Gonzalez, like, this is going to come up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's ever going to be a point where Gio Gonzalez's name comes up. You can type it into Google and you don't get anything about the largest string of suspensions in the history of the sport. I mean, it's, and like Johnny Peralta, like all these guys. Nelson Cruz, like this will never leave them.
Nope.
A 50-game suspension. They're users now. You get labeled with that title of a user. Like
That's why I never liked Johnny P.
Exactly. Like Alex Rodriguez, like he once he got busted before, when all that stuff came out and everything, he can never be looked at the same. All of a sudden, everybody was like, "Well, he's on pace to pass up Barry Bonds."
Now is he ever going to play again?
So I remember when Barry Bonds was breaking the record, everybody was like, "It's okay. A-Rod's on pace to take it back." Well,
yeah.
Don't worry. It's like actually like a person that's not some evil monster will take it. And all of a sudden, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, look, A-Rod sucks too.
It's another evil monster. Oh, crap. And
This one's worse than Bonds.
And I remember people thinking like, well, Pujols is still on pace and stuff. And all of a sudden, you look at Pujols now, it's like, oh, he's not very good anymore.
No, he got old quick. He got old real quick.
That was one of those guys
Yeah.
who allegedly, snubbed a little bit on his birth certificate.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
That's
because he
all
went
alleged,
from
though.
being
Oh,
young
absolutely.
and awesome to now all of a sudden he's like 50 in baseball years, and he's hurt again.
Didn't they? Isn't it like who am I thinking of? Like Satchel Paige, the pitcher? Didn't they really not know how old he was? They just he just played until he was like ridiculously old.
Yeah, he played until he couldn't play anymore.
He played until he couldn't play, and it was at a point like they didn't know. Nobody kept track anymore.
Yeah, no.
I remember being like,
it
it's like there
many
was no
years
birth
down the
certificate.
road that they, found out, in their best estimate, that when he was pitching, even for us, he was in his 50s.
Exactly.
Wow.
He actually, towards the end, fun fact, used to he wouldn't sit on the bench. He had a rocking chair in the dugout. I've actually read this where they had like a little rocking chair for him because he'd be like it would hurt his joints too much to sit too long on the bench. But
he could still throw.
exactly, unlike Pujols, who seems to not be able to hit much anymore. This is just huge. This is and you know what? Especially if A-Rod keeps playing, if he gets to keep playing, which it's looking more and more like he might be able to finish out this season. This is going to be people like strap yourselves in. Because it is going to be A-Rod
All freaking day
until
long,
he
every
dies
day.
or you die. There's no end in sight. It's just all you're gonna hear about after every game when he hits a home run. It's gonna be, A-Rod hit a home run. I think we all know why.
You're right.
Here's 800 analysts to break it down. I mean, this is just terrible. I'm only gonna watch the NBA TV. Like for the rest of the season, just because I'm sure that's the only channel I won't hear about A-Rod.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch NFL. I'll watch the NFL Network and NBA TV, and that's all I'm gonna watch the rest of the year. Oh, it's gonna be rough, but I mean, it looks like the worst of it has passed though. Aside from what's gonna happen with A-Rod, which could get a little bloody and stuff, and it's at least kind of good that it went away from the whole lifetime ban thing. I think that was, I mean, too extreme
You know what?
was my initial reaction.
I'd be okay with it. I'd be okay with it.
But we've talked. I've always felt like that they're not doing enough as far as the punishment goes, because I don't think the punishment fits the crime. In that, I mean, here this is different with the whole biogenesis thing. You're not going to get something served up to you this pretty again. Well, I mean, at least anytime soon. Now it's gonna be mostly it's guys that are suspended and stuff for failed tests, banned substance in the urine, whatever, blood, however they're doing it now. And then you go with that standard thing that was, what is it, 50, 100 whole season, is the thing. And it's like so many of these guys, it's like they're just gonna take their knocks. Look at Bartolo Colon. Like, he faced suspension and stuff, right? With the, and everything. And now he's an all-star with the Athletics. Like he still found his way back into like an all-star game. And the biggest one to look at here is Melky Cabrera. Melky Cabrera served that 50-game suspension for using a banned substance when he was with the Giants. Season ended. Giants, don't want to re-sign him or anything. And he gets that huge deal to go play in Toronto Because Toronto looks at it as like, I don't care that he cheated. This guy is going to put up numbers and he's going to help us win. Obviously, Toronto messed everything up, but that's for other reasons. The thing is, it's like it doesn't matter that he had that 50-game suspension. He got his payday because the suspension's all done and over with. Who cares? And everybody's like, oh, well, let's move on. That's why I just don't think it's enough.
No.
I don't know what the answer is. I've heard before maybe a second suspense is you're out. You know, ignoring the basic rule of the game of 3 strikes, but still, you know, one failed drug test, you're out the rest of the year, or out a year, however you want to do it, and then the next one is you're done because you cheated and now you're still cheating. You didn't stop. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. But then you still look at these guys like Melky Cabrera. He still cheated to get good, and then he broke the bank.
Yeah,
he got his payday. It doesn't matter. Like you and I were talking, like Ryan Braun. It must be great to be Ryan Braun right now. Nobody remembers anything about your suspension except for maybe a Brewers fan.
Right?
Although I'm sure they're all moved on to other things. I'm sure they're all like waiting for the Packers to start playing and everything. But I just mean that, you know, like Ryan Braun, like A-Rod. It's everything's A-Rod and the other players with the biogenesis thing. But Ryan Braun, he's probably just on some beach somewhere.
Right.
He's filthy rich.
Yeah.
He's not missing that much money in the big scheme, or the grand scheme of things.
Half a
He's probably
season,
just on some beach with a drink that's in a coconut with a little umbrella.
Probably.
Just living life and enjoying his early vacation.
Yeah.
So it's like, is he really being punished here? Honestly, no.
And the sad part is he got caught, lied about it, so he got uncaught, and then he got busted again. Mm-hmm. So it's like, clearly he had no problems, like, didn't care. Nothing affected him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you're losing 65 games worth of pay, but with the money that he makes, is it really that? I mean, it's probably a lot of money to, like, normal people, but to him, it's probably like, whatever, I'll play next season and get my money. So it's like, I don't...
Pretty much. And there's no... I mean... The court of public opinion can only hold against you so much. Like I said before, you get that labeled with that title of being a user.
Yeah.
And aside from like the Yankees, where it's New York, where it's so the turmoil is so crazy to begin with, any other place, almost no one's gonna hate you at home.
Yeah.
Like you think about it, it's like Toronto signed Melky Cabrera. Do you think there's anyone in Toronto that's like, oh, I didn't want him. He's cheated.
Yeah.
And you really
no
look
one
at it,
probably
it's
in Toronto probably even knows.
And even us, like if you looked at someone on the Indians, someone that's a big piece of things. Now again, I'm about to say some names. None of these people are attached to steroids or any sort of PED or anything. These are purely hypothetical situations. But if someone that was more or less loved here in Cleveland, and someone who's not, you know, a veteran on the downswing or something, a Jason Kipnis, a Justin Masterson, someone who are big pieces of what's coming here in Cleveland, building to the future and everything like that, got busted or something, would we be like, wow, well, I can't go to a game and knowing it's my money's going to his contract? My word, I may faint. No, we're going to be like, oh, this is bull. Like, they got him to, like, it's not his fault. It's hard. Baseball's hard. They don't even know. Look at Barry Bonds. He could still pack a house in San Francisco, and they still loved him. The fans still loved him.
Even though everybody knew he was on roids.
He might be the biggest cheater ever.
Yeah.
That man at the end was more steroid than human.
Yeah. It was bad.
But you still have that sanctuary with your fans and everything like that. So in that regard, you just take your knocks and wait and go back in the game, and it's like you didn't miss anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, I mean, barring, Texas, losing Nelson Cruz, no one else, their team isn't... I mean, the rest of the teams aren't even really playoff teams.
Could you imagine? And now I don't think this is going to happen. Well, there's Detroit.
Oh, Detroit, too. Yeah. Detroit losing Johnny Peralta, Texas losing Nelson Cruz. Nobody else... I mean, because A-Rod hasn't even been playing all year, so the fact that they're about to lose him...
He is playing tonight.
I hope he breaks his freaking hip.
They called him up, and to make room on the roster, Derek Jeter's now on the disabled list.
Yeah.
Injured himself again yesterday.
Talk about irony.
Calf strain or something to that nature.
Yeah.
Well, what was I going to say here? Talk about something that could be interesting here. Fun little storyline to keep your eye on. Texas now without Nelson Cruz. Do they look into the AAA farm system? They need a bat to replace a bat. Do they call up Manny Ramirez?
They do have Manny.
Does Manny
Oh, boy.
Ramirez, who's served 2 different suspensions
Yeah, he's been suspended like 900 times.
twice,
You
yes.
know they're going to test him like every day.
Yeah. They can't take his hair. He cut his dreads for him?
Yes, he did.
Because what was it? What did we learn the dreads do?
They can fly and hit the first baseman in their eyes. And
Yeah,
I'm
but
no
not the catcher,
fuddy-duddy.
Exactly.
Can't hurt the catcher because he wears a mask.
All right, let's talk a little preview here. This is where we'd normally look at Major League Baseball standings, but to every other matchup, screw them. There's only one that matters tonight, and only one that matters this week, really. This is, of course, like I said earlier in the show, the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers tonight begin the first of a 4-game series that could very well end up having massive playoff repercussions. The pitching matchup, very, very interesting. The Indians made a very unexpected move to the rotation here. Game 1 going on tonight is, we'll see Kluber for the Indians against Anibal Sanchez for the Tigers, of course. Tomorrow will be Masterson Verlander. Oh,
That's a huge game.
Masterson's got a better record, 13-7 to Verlander's 11-8. It's having kind of an off year here.
Not many tickets remaining.
No.
Good job, Cleveland.
Oh, yeah. Fill them up, guys. Fill them up. It'll be worth it. And then we get to Wednesday, which is where we get to the really interesting matchup here. Detroit will be going with Doug Fister. Indians, Danny Salazar gets called up for what is most likely a spot start. But as far as where his next home is, Tito Francona was reported as saying, we'll see how he does. So, is this up for sure? I don't know. Is this up for the long haul? Who knows? Probably not.
We'll have to wait and see because it all depends on how he performs in that one start.
Absolutely. And then to round out the series, Zach McAllister and why do I always have trouble with this guy's last name? Scherzer. That's so easy. Scherzer. 16-1 now, undefeated no more. You think he's gonna win the Cy Young?
It's looking like it.
I mean,
he's kind of running away with it. 16-1.
Yeah, it was kind of like
it
that
can't
year
be all record,
Ubaldo won it in the National League. He started out like, 10-1, 11-1 with that ridiculous ERA.
Speaking of Ubaldo, he's been moved to Friday when the Indians welcome the Mike Trout and the LA Angels into town. He's been moved from Wednesday because another report from Francona said he didn't like how Ubaldo has been performing against the Tigers this year. They've sort of had his number, so he gets the bump.
That's great in a division showdown.
Exactly. It's a division showdown. It's very likely that these two could have to... The Indians, by the way, in the wild card right now.
they are.
If it ended now, the Indians are still in the playoffs.
Yep.
But it's very likely Detroit and Cleveland will see each other possibly in some capacity in the playoffs this year. And to say, I don't like how Ubaldo's been pitching against them. And this is supposed to be your number 2? I don't know how, because I don't quite know the numbers here we're dealing with, financially speaking, that is. But if Danny Salazar comes out and impresses again and actually gets a place in this rotation, I can tell you right now whose spot he's going to take. Everybody is pitching pretty hot right now for the Indians, except for Ubaldo Jimenez.
Well, no, because Jimenez just had that game the other day where he went 8
did.
shutout innings.
He did, but then look how he followed it up. When was his start the other day?
Oh, and he gave up
right
like
here.
10 runs in the first
That was,
inning.
10
Friday
nothing.
night.
10
Yeah.
nothing in Miami. You can't count
That
on
was
that.
rough.
That is incredibly rough.
He-
Yeah, you look at his
yeah,
last start was 3-2, a 3-2 win over the White Sox. Oh, no, that's not him. No, right there. 6-0 shutout of the Rangers was the last time he pitched before that. And then 10-0 blown out by Miami. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you can see why the Indians didn't want to chance him against
Yeah.
Detroit. Who knows? I'm sure as all Cleveland fans are, really pulling for the Salazar kid to show he wasn't just a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
And he's actually going to pull through and be something, because Jimenez is just, I don't know how much longer you can last with that. Overall, he's been doing better, except for that last start was just not good, and he has not fared well against Detroit at all this year. Then again, neither have the Indians as a whole, really. But you can't just base on that, because you look at last year, the Indians destroyed the Tigers in the season series. It was all Indians, but the Tigers win the division. And you look at this year, the Indians only 3 games out, but they gotta definitely pun intended, earn their stripes in this 4-game series. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, we're going to talk about what's urinating us off. A little bit of college football talk. The rankings are out. We're going to break them down. Where'd they mess up? If there's time, the Browns did release their depth chart. Not too many surprises, but there's a few. 3 up, 3 down, all that and so much more. You listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com. The following message is for those with a credit score of 800 and below. Who wouldn't want better credit? Did you ever wonder how different life would be from just having a higher credit score? Are you tired of being turned down for any kind of loan or only offered high interest rates because your credit score is holding you prisoner? Life doesn't have to be that way anymore with access to Turnscor. By increasing your credit score only 50 to 100 points, it can potentially save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest over just a 5 to 10 year period. It can be the difference in getting approved for a personal loan, business loan, high limits on credit cards, a brand new car lease, or even a home mortgage. We see so many ads from companies that give us our credit score, but once we get our credit score, what are they going to do to actually repair your credit? Unfortunately, nothing. Until now, Turnscor is the first automated credit repair platform that is simple, safe, and secure. You'll be empowered right from the comfort of your own computer so you can challenge and repair your credit report to ensure it's fair and accurate. Turnscor is specifically developed with you in mind. There's no more need for an attorney, credit repair companies, or credit counseling. More importantly, no more need for paying higher fees. Turnscor will help you get back on track and get the buying power you need. So whether you have bad credit, average credit, or even good credit, Turnscor is helping turn lives around one credit score at a time. Go to turnscor.com and enter the promo code MSC20 and get $20 off your purchase. That's TURNSCOR.com. TURNSCOR.com. Turnscore.com. Looking for reliable and affordable shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on MorningShowCentral.com. Hey, local bands and unsigned artists. What if I told you there was a place in Cleveland where you can get your merch made and have it sold in one location? What if I said you could bring your CDs and tickets to upcoming shows to this location? And what if I said you could do live acoustic sets at this location? I bet you're thinking there's no such place in Cleveland. Guess what? You'd be wrong. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland, and tell him you need merch made and you want to sell it in his store. Now, how cool is that? You can tell your fans to come down and get your stuff, and I think he'd ship your products to your fans. And he's local. Contact Rick Navario at Rock City, Cleveland today. 216-622-0377. That's 216-622-0377. If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and storm monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in for a cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more. And almost taste Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
and whether you're joining us on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. Remember, if you are not listening to one of the many glorious apps, simply take your smartphone, go to the App Store and search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download and install it. Search MSC Radio Network. Hit play, and you're listening to us live on the go from your phone. That's simple and easy. It's just great. Remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments or whatever to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. And the Twitter is at high_on_sports or hashtag high on sports. Facebook.com/high on sports. And the website is highonsports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows, my blog, and a bunch of other fun stuff. Again, that is highonsports.net. All right, jam-packed second half for you, people. It is round 2. Let's go.
No cookies for you.
Still no cookies.
I just want some cookies.
I'll give
Nazi.
full disclosure that we always have sort of like a discussion as we're sitting here waiting like to go live and everything. We're just sitting here, it's just whatever pops into somebody's mind, or somebody sees something on the news online or something. Somehow we got on this discussion of, would you, accept being paid in Girl Scout cookies
Yeah.
for working somewhere. Ashley is the only one that said yes.
Well, because I was like, could we get the Girl Scouts to sponsor us? Because I would totally take my payment in cookies.
There you go. They just give
And I'm like, just like every other week, just get a case of cookies.
Sure, every 2 weeks, go onto the bank, pick up your cookies. Sure, that makes sense.
I mean, obviously, after about a month, it would turn into a horrible decision because there's no way I'd go through all those cookies. But for like the first week or two, I'd take some cookies.
Well, it is time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. But first, a little announcement that we'll share right now. Something we will get more into as the weeks come and everything. It is the return of our High on Sports Fantasy Football League, back for another year. It is free to enter. We're looking to do maybe about 10 teams. Keep it, we like to keep it small. We went big the first year. We went about 20.
Yeah,
and
just
it was
insane.
abysmal. It was abysmal. Some people had to start backup quarterbacks, like knowing full well that they wouldn't play, but just like, well, hope the starter gets injured. No, that was a disaster. But we're looking to do about a 10-team league. Spots are filling up quick.
Is there going to be like a name this year, like High on Sports 2013, like Universal Soldier Part 4 Retribution? High on.
We'll see if we can add one. We'll see. Right now, it is the High on Sports Football League is the official name. We'll see if we can add like a
Retribution
Electric Boogaloo. We'll see what we got. The Revenger Ginseng.
All I know is I'm winning this year.
High on Sports Fantasy Football League. This time it's personal. I like that.
Yeah, I'm winning this year.
Well, we'll see. But anyways, if you at home would like to sign up, and again, it is free to sign up, and there are prizes at the end, which we will get into later, because we don't have it sorted out right now and everything. But again, it is free to enter, and all you have to do is send an email to highonsports@gmail.com, highonsports@gmail.com. Mention that it's about fantasy football. Don't put something else. Just put, I want into the league, whatever, and then we will send you an invite, which you promptly need to accept as quickly as you can, because we are looking for the date of our draft to be September 2nd, I believe, if I'm correct.
Pretty sure,
which is Labor Day, which is a Monday, so it's when you would be listening to this show, except we are not on because
it's a holiday.
It is our last break until the Christmas Yuletide times and things. But again, send an email to highonsports@gmail.com. It is free to enter. The draft is done online, so at no point during any of this do you even have to stand up. So, sit
on your couch and
sit down and get
Labor
comfy.
Day.
Sit down and get comfy.
And watch some TV or something.
You
Get
go.
on your computer.
Again, if you're interested, highonsports@gmail.com.
I do have one of the prizes right now.
Prizes?
You ready?
Yes.
A $25 gift certificate to from our sponsor, Hanini Subs,
Whoa.
for gasoline.
Look, $25 gift card for gas? Gas is expensive these days, people.
It is.
You need that. This just became about survival. This isn't even about the football anymore. This is not dying.
This is winning
what
to
you're competing
survive.
for. That is amazing. And that is the tip of the iceberg. More prizes will be announced once we finalize everything. And once we finalize the time with which to do the draft. But again, highonsports@gmail.com. Let us know you're interested.
There's one rule, though.
Yes.
The winner from last year cannot win again.
He's making that up.
He's making that up, of course.
So you're handicapped. You're docked points.
Anyways.
You're starting in negative.
No, see, Von Erich wouldn't like that. Von Erich won the first 2 years in a
I'm
row.
a multiple-time winner in
That's why
different
I'm saying
leagues,
it.
different
It's a
sports.
Multi-champ.
You know what?
Multi-champ over here.
I should have won last year.
A
I had the
fantasy
hottest
pundit,
start in the
if you will.
world, and then all of a sudden, I couldn't win a game if I was handed a
opposite.
W.
I started 0-5 and then reeled off.
I was like
6-0.
6-0, and then I went to 6-1, and then 7-1, and then it's like all of a sudden my whole team just forgot how to play football.
Well, you guys are going to be pissed when Tom wins again or something.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. We got
Yeah.
a lot of football left here.
I'm gonna have a little mid-season pep talk with my team and be like, if you fall apart again, we're gonna have some issues.
Good luck with that.
I just realized I used the old "we got a lot of football left to play" line, and I remember the season hasn't even started. So we have all of the football left to play. Anyways.
All of the football.
All right, well, it's time for a statement of High on Sports. That is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start, as we always do, with Von Erich. Von Erich, what's urinating you off?
Well, this past weekend, listening to some Tribe games, as, one tends to do here in Northeast Ohio.
Absolutely.
And with the, they were playing in Miami, of course, and with that, that's what I happened to listen to, was the home team feed on the radio, and it was getting a little frustrating for me when the guy on the other side of the ball, the announcer for the Miami team, didn't even bother learning the names of the players from the Indians. I know we're in a different league or whatever, but
Tommy Hamilton knows everybody's name.
From one broadcaster to another, that's just Bush League.
Wow.
Yes.
Why was he just...
Well, he... every time there would be a ball hit to an Indians defensive player, he would just say the Indians ball player or something like that. There was numerous times where he referred to one of our starting pitchers as Jack McAllister.
Now, to be entirely fair to the Marlins, don't they play in the Bush League?
True.
Because it doesn't look like Major League.
Yeah, well, it's not that I couldn't pronounce any of the guys on the Marlins team's names. It's just I've never heard of them.
Giancarlo Stanton, Logan Morrison, and they don't have anyone else, right?
No, they got that pitcher,
guys?
Francisco, who's kind of this
He's coming of age.
He did get one name right. As he was announcing a recap, he said, and Joe Smith pitched 1 inning. But he said, I'm pretty sure that's not his name, but he pitched an inning nonetheless.
Did he really say, I'm pretty sure that's not his name?
Yes, that's what he said.
Oh my God, who gave this guy a job? How did he get a job?
There are some easy names on this team. Nick Swisher. That can't be read wrong.
No.
Drew Stubbs. We have 2 outfielders named Mike. If you just said Mike, there's a 2 out of 3 chance that you were right. An outfielder and Mike with a diving catch. There is a 66.6% chance that you are
gonna
correct.
be right.
I mean, it's just law of averages here, people. It's not hard.
No,
it's not hard.
I mean, how do you have a job if you can't even do your job? Which is, I don't know, say people's names.
Like, you already know how to describe what they're doing. You don't need to brush up on that. I forgot how should I describe a swing? I think I should work on how to describe that. No, you clearly can do that if you're at this level. Your only job is read the lineup.
Yeah.
Read the lineups, everyone, everywhere.
And what I don't get is, like, in professional, you have all day to learn that lineup.
Yeah, what else
I used
are
to
you
do
doing?
play-by-play in basketball for the men's basketball games in high school. I'd get there they'd give me the lineup at 6:15, 6:30. I'd have till 7 to freaking memorize a lineup and people's numbers. I'd have 15, 20 minutes to do it. And you tell them you can't learn people's names in a whole day?
Could you imagine? I'm just thinking about it. Could you imagine? Like, it's fine, like, when you're, like, a high school thing or something, be like, oh, and I passed a 13 for the dunk. And then, like, as everybody's celebrating, it's like, of course, that is blah, 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 But could you just imagine, like, at a major league level? And 13 with the diving catch.
Right?
That would be worse than the
I've had to do it by
Indians
numbers
player.
before because you just can't memorize everybody's name. And then when the Subs come in, then you're all discombobulated. But when you have and it's professional, your only job is to learn people's names and talk about the sport.
Like, I'm just picturing, like, an exciting play where it's just a number like 13!
With a
13
what a
with
play!
the walk-off home run!
Woo!
13 rounding
His
the
name's
bases!
on the back of the jersey!
Did you know the Cleveland Indians were the first Major League Baseball team to put a name and a number on the back of jerseys?
Really?
That's your fact of the day.
You're welcome,
From my
sports
mouth
world.
to your ears.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Another great thing Cleveland did. Look at that. Rock and roll, football.
Names on jerseys.
Names and numbers on your jersey. I mean, we just do it all. We do it all. We have IMAX.
Yeah.
We're great.
At the
Anyways,
Science Center.
Yeah, the big old windmill. We got a couple of windmills. We don't even need all of them. That's how great we are. Right. Anyways, thank you, Von Erich, for your urinating off.
You're very welcome.
Mine I'm going to hold off on because I'll tell you what I was going to do, but I'm choosing to talk about other stuff because I'm in too good
By the way,
of a mood.
you need score to run.
Yeah, 1-0. Keep it going. Keep it like that.
Okay, continue.
I'll say this. There's a lot of great stuff going on in sports right now. Football's coming back. Baseball's getting into the real meat and potatoes. Playoff chase here and everything. Everything is where it should be. This is a great time of year. Sports, end of summer, going into fall. College football's about to start. Everything's great. So that's why I'm choosing to abstain my urinating off. I will say it was going to be the latest on Johnny Manziel, because if you haven't heard, He's now being investigated for reportedly selling some autograph material, possibly selling his autograph. Now that looks like it's going to be something big, but the investigation hasn't even started, and I am certain that's going to be a big story for the coming weeks. So I'm choosing to abstain my urinating off out of the joyous times around us.
I don't know what irritates me more, the fact that maybe he did it or the fact that it's the only thing that's going to be talked about. You know what? Nobody cares. Let the kid go freaking play. If he did it, he's going to get suspended. If he didn't, why do we got to freaking talk about it?
Well, we are going to talk college football, but we're going to keep it positive. I love lists, and this list I have in front of me is the top 25 in the NCAA rankings at USA Today poll. I'll tell you where the Buckeyes are. Do you know where the Buckeyes? Don't say it, but do you know where they are?
No, I don't.
No? Neither of you? Good. This will be fun. All right, 25 to 21 real quick. Oregon State, USC, Wisconsin, Northwestern, UCLA. We got two
Big Tens?
2 Big Tens in there.
Okay.
Right, okay. Now, this is 20 to 11. We'll rattle through the middle here. TCU, Boise State, Nebraska, Michigan at 17, by the way. Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, LSU, Florida State, Notre Dame. The top 10. I haven't heard those Buckeyes yet. Wonder where they are. Just kidding, I already know. But number 10, Florida. Number 9, Louisville. Number 8, Clemson. Number 7, the team that not even the team, the player everyone wants to see is South Carolina with Jadeveon Clowney.
Oh my God!
Did you hear he supposedly knocked over a shed in practice? Like he tackled a shed.
Probably.
He tackled a shed.
He knocked the one dude from Michigan into like another universe.
Oh, that was the play of the year. That was the actually I think it won the ESPY actually for play of the year too. I don't know because sports awards are actually asinine. The award show for it. You know how we know who the best athlete is? He won the MVP already.
Yeah.
You know how we know who the best team is? They won the title already.
Yeah.
We don't need to see a red carpet event where they hold a crystal ball or something and thank the little people. It's not a movie. And you know how we know movies are good? They made a lot of money.
All right. Well.
Different note, but lay off Transformers 3. Anyways. Number 7 is South Carolina. Number 6, Texas A&M receiving 1 first-place vote.
Ooh.
Georgia at 5, Stanford at 4, Oregon at 3, the Ohio State University at number 2, receiving 3 first-place
Get it,
votes.
Buckeyes!
And the defending champion Alabama Crimson Tide coming in at number 1 with 58 first-place votes.
Let's go, Buckeyes.
Ohio State coming in 1 year suspended, next year number 2. It's not a bad way to start. It's not a bad way to get back into the mix of things here.
What happens when you go undefeated?
Where's Michigan?
What?
Michigan is at 17.
And they're over.
OSU is at 2. Michigan is at 17.
Suck it, Michigan.
After they lose a couple games, they won't be ranked anymore.
Nah, they'll slip
Michigan?
out of there. Don't
No.
worry. Let's see how the Big Ten's doing here, though. We got Ohio State, and then nothing for a little bit. Until Michigan at 17. Ooh. Well, that's not necessarily promising for the conference, but hey, what are you gonna do?
I'll take top.
Nebraska's
25.
at 18, and Northwestern and Wisconsin. Michigan State.
Where's Michigan State?
And here's what I love to point out: the teams that got a vote but didn't make it. These are the teams that one person said this guy should be ranked, and no one else agreed with them. Arkansas State, Arkansas, Rutgers, Toledo, and Tennessee.
Oh, Toledo?
All receiving 1 vote. To put that into perspective, Alabama received 1,545. So just so we know where they are in all this. Michigan State just outside looking at it, 89. 135 was a cutoff point with Oregon State.
They've fallen a little bit. They used to be always in the top 25.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cousins. They had a 4-year starter, you know.
Yeah.
It takes some time. You lose a 4-year starter, you got to figure some stuff out. But, this is, it's going to be an exciting year. It's exciting. This is it's all about the playoffs now, right?
Playoffs. Or is it this year playoffs start?
Is it this year? I got to look
I
up
thought it
some
was
things.
14. Is it 13?
Is it 13, 14, or is it 14?
Oh, it might be 13. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. I'll be completely honest with you. I have a lot of things to look up as far as how these playoffs are going to work. Did you hear it was like the big reveal? This is a while ago. It was over the summer or something, but it was the big reveal, like what they're going to call the college football playoffs, and they called it the college football playoffs. This is what do we got over here? Is that Boise State?
No, that's local. Local high school.
Whoa, what's going on there?
I'm gonna
They might be glad.
I'm gonna usually, go against what I normally advise and click the link.
Go ahead. Binaric's looking into this. You got it. Smurf turf.
Ravenna High School.
Ravenna.
There you go. Going with the Smurf turf. Is this a special occasion thing, or is this how it works now?
Apparently, they think they're Boise State.
Apparently.
This is this is courtesy of Fox 8 News, local affiliate here in Ohio. It says Ravenna High School just finished installing bright blue artificial turf. So that
Apparently that's how they're doing it now.
it was they community came forward to support with a $1.1 million initiative.
Jesus Christ.
Which included updates to the sports field, track, and tennis courts. So not just the artificial turf.
They're advertising Smurfs too everywhere. 3 up, 3 down time.
I mean, the blue turf is cool when it was
interesting,
just
but
Boise.
Somebody already did it. It's done.
We'll post the article on
Sure.
Facebook.com/HighOnSports.
All right.
No.
3 up, 3 down time. Down number 3, Eagles wide receiver Riley Cooper suspended from team activities to attend sensitivity training after video services of him using the N-word. I mean, people are upset on either side here, but he's not seeing any real punishment. Sensitivity training is anger management, but there's like smooth jazz in the background or something. Down number 2, there's this.
Don't say these words.
Exactly. It's just you walk in. It's just a list of stuff you don't say. Anyways, down number 2, Johnny Manziel, as we said, being investigated for possibly violating NCAA's compensation rules. There's one rule you gotta remember. Just one thing you can't do, and you very well may have done it. We'll see. Down number 1, A-Rod and the Biogenesis Bunch, as I'm calling them. 12 players suspended 50 games.
I smell a reality show.
There you go. And A-Rod suspended 211. They got nothing to do for the next couple of months. Why not?
Yeah, they'll just roll around in this pile of money.
Up number 3, Casey Kane passed Jeff Gordon late for the win at Pocono's Tricky Triangle, one of my favorite racetracks. I'm new fashioned, but I get bored as hell with ovals. Just don't care. Those are triangle. It's exciting. Up number 2, Tiger Woods won for his 8th time at the Bridgestone Invitational in Akron, not too far from here. And up number 1, Ryan Encinas. You don't know the name, but you probably know the story at this point. A 5-year-old cancer survivor scores a touchdown in Brown's family fun night practice. Just all around great moment. Had the little guy in a number 1 jersey. His own custom-made, custom-tailored Browns gear. Got to go in there. Trent Richardson helped him out. Trent Richardson didn't play, so he actually took more snaps than Trent. Just fun to point out. But anyways, so that's going to wrap it up for us. Wonderful story there. You put a smile on your face. But that's going to wrap it up for us. Next week, more fantasy football talk, college football, baseball. We're getting into the thick of things here. The real meat and potato time for sports. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I'm Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Thanks for listening to High on Sports on MorningShowCentral.com.
No cookies for you!